drinks. Join us. Okay, hopefully all systems go. Had a bit of a refresh, you say, or a meltdown, or whatever you want to call it. So they did with the camera that where it gets out of focus. It seems like it's okay now. Yeah, I don't know. They changed something with the camera. I guess it's I don't know. I have it set where it doesn't go out of focus, but so not everything works with it. It seems like it's okay here. You never know. So I have like a fail safe with that. It used to go out of focus all the time. And it become very distracting because when you're channeling, you can feel something shifted or changed, like kind of knocks you out. But that has its purpose too. All right. So I can try this real quick. See what this looks like. So the images I've been getting is just kind of experiment with it. Yeah, that looks decent for this. Yeah, so I get like an Andromedan energy from this, and it's in the thumbnail. So just looking at things in a different perspective. Seems very a calming frequency. Think about being a part of a reality like that, where you do have some kind of galactic clothing. It's not so bad. Of course, some people have alien biases and all of that, but yeah, they don't go through all the heavy turmoil that we go through. Of course, their clothes also are connected to their abilities too. It kind of heightens their ability. It's like they're attracted to certain, like your hair, everything about you is all frequency, right? Even your clothing has a lot to do. Also protective energy field around it also. So yeah, it's just a nice perspective there. While going into the galactic origins and telling you about such and such name and going to yada yada yada, creating an alien religion. That some are doing, not to mention names. They have like a narcissistic issue going on there. Yeah, it's like a alien religion of our narcissism. That's nice to know. I guess that's the backbone of it all. Arrogance and narcissism. So, yeah, it's the crux of most religions. I'm staying out of that one. I'll get some. Yeah, I'm not going to go into it. I had a kind of an interesting observation recently. So you have take this one too seriously, but so you have the cats like unaware or somewhere, like they're sleeping or they're like 12 hours sleeping, doing nothing, and then they wake up, eat treats, like a pile, they get all the treats they want, and then they're like minding them, but then they see like a lizard walk by. It could be like a baby lizard, which is kind of messed up, and then they go after and try to kill it. It's like you wonder why your species is under attack all the time. You're going after freaking baby lizards because it's moving. You wonder why the universe is the way it is right now. Jeez. That's what my cats do. They go after, that's Fritzy. Fritzy will just go after going for the kill. Luckily, she's, animal life is protected out there. She's inside, so she can't go out. So she'll be able to go outside one day. But that'll be the end of half of nature. At least that moves around, at least. So anyway, sportsmanship, huh? It's like going after, it's like shooting ducks or something like that. She's, the animal energies out there or something else. And Andromeda Atlantis frequency, just get their perspective or just whatever that needs, technologies that went out of hand or technologies that weren't necessary, but also just to where the obviously where the where this how you word it, where the individual became more obsessed with the physical realm, what they didn't have, and paranoia and just started reaching for what they couldn't have. And just basically how humans are today. Of course, back then they did have crystal energy weapons and all that. It's kind of like when they have a Black Friday at Walmart. They're just the Atlanteans are just going, hunting down their energy weapons just to wipe out whoever that's against their, belief systems. That's why the religions were created. At least a big part of it was, and just, of course, you need kind of like a religion to some kind of somebody to help us deal with all the psychopaths that are in Atlantis. Or there's a lot of sociopathic energies there. So of course, you have like the Greeks and even the Egyptians or Babylonians looking for help, because like, what are we supposed to do with these guys? We don't have these abilities. So that's another reason for the looking for help somewhere. I mean, to look at it from a different perspective, maybe not to worship a god, but ask the aliens, can you help us before we get wiped out? So. In Babylon, there's nothing left of Babylon, really, obviously, right? And they're just too much. It's like the Atlantis of the desert, and it was the race it was just too advanced. It was too advanced for the planet. There's probably more. Even Syria had some of those energies too. Yeah, definitely get Syria. Yeah, look at what's going on with Syria. Syria's at least still there physically, but not in the best of shape. Because like I said, the Atlantean War is still going on. It's ritual just to take back the land, and even if it is all in rumbles, it's all torn apart now. So of course you don't hear. I don't think the wars are going on anymore, but it just came about out of nowhere there. So. All right. Oh man, I'm not set up here. Oh, I guess I'll have to wait on this. Okay, I can't do it now. I have to do it later. All right. I had to reset a bunch of stuff. Okay, we're just going to. That doesn't matter. All right, we're going to Andromeda and enough first contact energy. I think okay to the Andromeda's about that too, or some kind of somebody. Maybe the Pleiadians. Again, I think they came through yesterday. Not that we're going to have first contact anytime soon. Technically, we already are. It's just not what we're looking for. And there was a prediction about the guy that always gets the elections right. And he still says the Democrats are going to win for presidents. So we'll see. He hasn't made an official statement yet. I think it's next month once they do the nomination. Once they know that what's her name's going to stay in. Not that any of this matters. There's a lot of witchcraft going. There's a lot of spell work going on. So obviously you can't tell that to your average American. Maybe you can. But it won't do anything. It won't do any good. So they're just going to blame everybody for their problems, and then so messed up they can't fix their own problems. Can't blame the government for everything. So is the government going to come and save us? They're going to go down along with the rest of us. So hey, just can't worry about that. So all right, so going to Andromedan frequencies and the Atlantean, just basically their points of view of that, what's going on currently. And first contact, it might be still the Andromedans for that, maybe some piece of that. So anyway, okay, all right, thanks. Here we go. Greetings, Andromedans. Some of us are also Atlantean, ways through reincarnation processes. A lot of the arts, of course, more like the Celtic energies, just more of a laid back frequencies. A lot of our meditations are connected to you, just to take it easy, connect to your astral self, help release the stress here. Of course, Andromeda, of course, we don't call it that, but we'll just mention that there us connected to you was necessary, like a wake up call, but also we can see how we have our own issues that we have to deal with. Because we have higher dimensional realms where we can, you know, overcome a lot of our issues, but it doesn't mean we don't solve them. Sometimes you have to be that, explore it for its ups and downs, even the drug addiction connections. Just, well, if you're in a world that is where you're always high, and there are a lot of worlds like that, your gas plants are like that. Of course, they don't have physical act. They do in a fourth dimension that is a version of it, but it's just a lot more fluid. It's just easier. Like the furniture talks to you, or you feel the frequencies of it. But their dimension's it is fascinating because it's such a heavy frequency. Yes, here might be a little bit too heavy. That's why some become drug addicts because they just can't take it anymore. Well, it's just like, especially your empathic ability is like if it's heightened at 100, 1,000% or more, you can feel. It's almost like you can hear voices, or you can feel the frequencies of humanity, and just it gets to be too much. It's like you can't turn off the news, and that's just what you're feeling frequency wise. And you'd be surprised how many children pick this up very easily. It's like, oh, geez, what have I get myself into? Because they can feel the frequency of the earth, of just humanity, what they're going through. And it's a lot. And even as a child growing up, you might actually want to assist others, and it just becomes too much for yourself. Like, hey, I'm just a little guy here, leave me alone. And, maybe you are there to pick a fight astrally, thinking you can do it, and then you find out, maybe I can't do it after all. Or, yeah, this world brings reinforcements, basically. And Andromeda connecting to reptilians or even the Atlanteans was even necessary. Well, to a higher frequency of reality. Of course, definitely there were physical realms already of Andromeda. It's just the reptilians brought in a more heavier frequency. And it's just, they're sharing you could say their love, but also their experiences with others. So, like, this is what we have to put up with. Because as some of you know, the reptilians have been through a lot themselves. Slavery, right? A slave race, basically. Some of them are, not all of them, but some of them are. And there's even dragons have been slaves. Like a dragon could be sitting on a planet, it's minding its own business, and questionable beings, archon beings, or whoever, even feline beings, can snatch that dragon, take it down, and take it to wherever they want to, and drain its frequency and so on. So there is a astral war going on here. Yeah, and as you might hear several different voices or beings that, I mean, you're teaching, just being here, you are teaching a lot of frequency beings. Of course, a lot of their insecurities might feel some of their energy here. And these are just astral beings. You feel their insecurities. And yeah, they don't, there's a lot of gossip there too. So that's why sometimes you see that in your spiritual groups, it's gossip. It's just, well, it's part of warning. It's not necessarily there to be as a negative, but there is all these different points of view. Not everybody's had the same experiences. So it's all a warning process. And it might be higher dimensional beings that feel like they're over trillions of years old, but still are very childlike because they have not experienced a world like this. Or they've seen it, but they have not fully experienced it. And so, but they're connected to you to better understand it. And it's difficult. Even when you go through difficult times, you say that attracts more attention astrally because they're learning from you. Now, they're not getting exactly what you're getting, but they're getting a piece of it, a small piece, very, very small piece. And also to see if this is something they wanted to. I mean, a lot of them aren't going to experience what you experience. Not likely, but it gives them some kind of awareness of what you're going through. So they have like it's in their energy field, their library of different what's happening here. Like if you go on your spiritual journey, as you know, the world is not. There's different directions you go into. Let's put it that way, and it can be hijackings and so on. The Atlantean beings knew exactly what they were doing. Always the ones that did the rituals. It wasn't a large group, but large enough to just weaponize. Well, you say during the darker times, as you become more reliant on technologies, it's like, why should anyone else have this power? We should just have it, just for ourselves. And then they had to make it secret. They had to go underground, you could say, to keep it. That's their secret societies and everything. It had to be in the shadows. How else can you run everything? You can't do it in front of everyone. I mean, technically you can to some level, but that's when you have your puppets and all that, your presidents, kings, and so on. But those behind the scenes, yeah, then they can be the ones behind the scenes can be very vicious. Yes, they're very real. And they can appear, not that they would, but they can bring certain individuals into your life and cause you difficulties. And it shows they do mean business. Well, because they have agendas of their own. And obviously, you come here to go against those agendas. And they don't make it easy, obviously. If you're going to be here to go against what they just want to suppress society. You just want to continue to have what they want and what society suffer for it. The lower the vibration here, the longer they can stay here and hide, basically. It's not just reptilian beings. I mean, some of the Atlanteans have reptilian, but it's not all reptilians, different species. Some of it's all white, actually. So it's all just, some of it's in drama. All tall white beings are, some of them are tired of their own society and they come here to be away from it all, you can say. Or some of them are bitter towards other alien races, and here they feel like some of them feel like they're actually protecting humanity, even if they don't. They're hoping humanity learn its hard lessons. Let's put it that way. Kind of like what you see in your demigods in the Bible that just want to make you suffer, but also to help you. That type of frequency doesn't mean they're being worshipped, but they are here to bring some tough lessons here. There could be a time when all this starts to appear to you at some point, always on the world eventually, when they want to make an appearance. Greens with Zetas. Zeta Gray. You can trust us if you want or not. We are here for a neutral connection. And it's basically as we're here to help you find yourself, or for us to find ourselves, find our humanity, because many of us become so disconnected from the human experience, just like the astral realms. The alien beings have become, well, we've become very much in our own shadow, our own way, our own belief system, and we forget how it is to be human here. How what we do affects your society as much as you affect ours. Of course, there's a lot of alien beings that do feel like your world is an ignorant race, but also fascinating at the same time. It's like it might be a race of people that a lot of alien beings want nothing to do with. But then you do things here that are very fascinating to them, even if it has all this negativity, all this, and it's not Elon Musk and anything like that. That's just kind of like a technology clown for society. It's just like hey, look at me, I'm special type of frequencies. Yeah, that's where you have your high school vibes. Yeah, but it's not just technology that all alien beings are all different, but it's just like society in general. It could be just anything just small. We're not going into all the details, but just lifestyles are fascinating here. It's just even, yes, rednecks are fascinating. But just what you would take for granted, a lot of us find just intriguing. All the infighting and everything. But we look past all of that and just to see what you're here to accomplish. Even if you feel like, even some of you that feel like you're not accomplishing anything, but we can see your timelines that you can actually accomplish a lot. Even if you don't feel that way. And that's one of the things about incarnating here. They don't see your incarnations as significant. which is very humbling compared to all the stresses you're dealing with in life, all the programming here that's so much to keep you shut down. Because you comb your hair, dress, and all of that. All of that is a system that's been brought here to sync your frequency down to. Oh, but it's also part of a character. You actually get something out of it at the same time. You learn something about yourself. So it's not. Yeah, it's is it a prison society? It's kind of like that. It's very restricting, as you can see. You have to have a certain look to make it in society, right? You can't just walk around with your pink hair and you could go and be running the world, which would be absolutely hilarious if that happened. But you have to have a certain type of professionalism, which is fascinating with that. Of course, you can say alien beings in other worlds have that too, but yeah, you can say that there's a bit of a dress code thing, but it's just it's different. Here, it's either you dress the part or you're just not accepted, or go to the same school. Go to some kind of schooling to be accepted or be. Of course, you can always find another way in, and that's rare, but does happen. But it's just you have to play a role here, and it's just fascinating with all of that. As for first contact, and one thing first contact doesn't occur is because why take you out of where you're at currently? I mean, yes, our presence is here, but there's forms. I mean, you are individually connecting to yourselves and all of that. Do you need an alien race to come here and mess everything up for you? You already have enough problems as it is. I mean, eventually that will happen at some point. Alien groups will start to be part of society, and a lot of you want them to leave. You'll just like the whole immigrant situation. Some will be okay with it. Others like get them out of here, and there'll be it'd be similar to like how AI is coming into your society. It'd be some similarities to it, but it doesn't mean it has to happen in your timeline. Uh, it's I don't know. It's not in the way that you would think it would happen. Let's put it that way. On an individual basis, anything can happen. On a worldwide scale, unlikely. Like your politicians get into power, they don't want an alien. It's all about them now. They don't want to introduce some kind of aliens. Like a lot of them are publicity stars. They're all that's your new Hollywood, right? So why would they want someone else to come and take their light away, their limelight? Even if they did bring some alien group here, it's like, hey, what about me? I did this and that, and nobody cares anymore. That's another reason why there's no aliens here. And trust me, if they could bring some aliens to help them on their popularity, they would do it. To a certain degree. Yes, it's that bad here. Yeah, well, it's not the whole society. There's some narcissism that has to be healed here, but it's very unique. The stresses are definitely here. It's soul growth. There's so many different levels to it. But we'll leave you with that. Blessings.